All right, today we're diving into a paper called HopChain. It's all about tackling a really frustrating problem with AI. You know, when you ask it a complex question about an image and it makes one tiny mistake at the beginning that just cascades and ruins the entire answer. HopChain's solution? It's not about a bigger model, but about creating much, much smarter training data. Okay, so this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the before. This is what happens today. The AI tries to solve a multi-step problem, makes one little mistake, like miscounting some chairs, and boom, the whole final answer is just wrong. That's what we call a compounding error. Now on the right, that's the after. That's the goal. We want the AI to nail every single step of that complex logic and get the right answer every time. The big question is, right, how do we get there? So the paper gives this a name. They call it the compounding error problem. And this is a huge headache, especially for what we call vision language models, or VLMs. These are the models you're asking to do complex, multi-step reasoning based on something they see in an image. The best way to think about this is to imagine the AI's reasoning process as a chain. When it's trying to solve a visual puzzle, any single link in that chain can snap. Maybe it gets the perception wrong, misidentifies an object. Or maybe the reasoning is off. It just does the math wrong. It could even have a knowledge gap, or worse, just make something up entirely. You know, what we call hallucination. And the real killer is, if that first link breaks, the whole rest of the chain is useless.
And this brings us to the core insight of the paper, which is really interesting. The authors argue the problem isn't always the model itself, it's the data we're feeding it. Think about it. Most of the training data out there is, well, kind of simple. It doesn't have these really complex multi-step questions that would force the AI to constantly go back to the image and double-check its work at every single step.
This chair example is just a perfect illustration of the issue. So the AI is asked to do a few things. Add the complete chairs in the first 2 rows, and then multiply that by the number of incomplete chairs. Okay, so it gets the first part right, 2 chairs. But then it looks at the second row and counts 6 chairs instead of the actual 5. Just that one tiny mistake right at the beginning completely torpedoes the rest of the calculation. And that's how you get the wrong final answer. That right there is the compounding error in action. All right, so if the problem is bad data, the solution sounds pretty simple, right? Just make better data. And yeah, that's exactly what the HopChain framework sets out to do. The key idea here is something the researchers call multi-hop data, and it's a really clever concept. Basically, they create questions that are designed to be almost impossible to solve unless the AI is constantly hopping back to the image to ground itself in reality. Every single step of the reasoning process is deliberately made dependent on the visual evidence from the step before it. Now, these multi-hop questions are built from 2 main ingredients. First, you've got perception level hops. This is where the model has to switch tasks. Like, maybe it has to read some text on an object and then immediately compare that object's size to another one. The second type is called instance chain hops, and these are all about creating dependencies. So a question might be something like, find the red car and then count the wheels on the blue truck that's parked right next to it. See, there's no way to solve the second part of that question if you mess up the first. And here you can see what happens when you train a model with this new kind of data. The model gets a really tricky question. Find the sheep, count its eyes, then find the paper behind the sheep, and finally, check if there's any text on that paper. And because it's been trained on this method of constantly regrounding itself in what it sees, it just follows each step, one by one, and nails the answer. Perfect. Okay, this all sounds really good in theory, but you might be thinking, man, creating this super complex data must be a nightmare, right? How could you possibly do this at scale? Well, the paper lays out a really clever 4-stage process they call the multi-hop synthesis pipeline. So here's how it starts. In step 1, you take a powerful VLM and just have it look at an image. Its only job is to list the general categories of things it sees. So it'll say, you know, I see a sheep, a doll, some books. It's not pointing to a specific sheep yet, just noting that the category sheep is in the picture. Then, in step 2, they bring in a different kind of model, a segmentation model. Its job is to take those general categories and find the exact location of each individual object. So, doll becomes this specific doll right here with a neat little bounding box drawn around it. And this is absolutely crucial because now you can ask questions about specific things in the image. Step 3 is really where the magic happens. They take another VLM, but this time they prompt it to act like a creative but very tricky teacher.
It looks at all the specific, localized objects from the last step and starts generating these complex multi-hop questions about them. And it's deliberately trying to make them hard, designing them to require that careful, step-by-step visual grounding we've been talking about.
And finally, step 4 is all about quality control. To make absolutely sure these questions are fair and have only one single correct answer, they bring in humans. Multiple people will independently try to solve every single question the AI generated. If they don't all come up with the exact same answer, that question gets tossed out. This whole process guarantees the final training data is super high quality and free of any ambiguity.
So let's just quickly recap those 4 stages. 1. Identify general categories of objects. 2. Segment and locate each specific instance. 3. Get an AI to generate tricky, chained questions about them. And 4. Use humans to verify that the questions are actually good. What you end up with is a scalable pipeline that can churn out exactly the kind of tough, high-quality data that these models desperately need to get better at reasoning. So the method is really clever, for sure. But the big question is, does it actually work? Let's get into the results and see what happened when they put this new training data to the test. Well, the headline result is pretty darn impressive. They took some models, trained them on a mix of the old data plus this new HopChain data, and what happens? Performance went up on 20 out of 24 standard academic benchmarks. That's a pretty clear win.
And what's cool is that these improvements weren't just siloed in one little area. Nope, the models got better across a whole range of tasks. We're talking math problems, complex visual Q&A, document understanding, and even reasoning about videos. In every single one of these categories, the model that was trained with the new multi-hop data came out on top. Now, this is a really, really important point. The HopChain data wasn't tailor-made for any one of these specific tests. So the fact that the models improved pretty much across the board, that suggests something powerful. It means they weren't just memorizing answers to a new kind of question. No, they were actually learning a more fundamental, a more generalizable skill, how to reason carefully, step by step, using visual information. To really prove that the chaining aspect was the secret sauce, the researchers ran what's called an ablation study. That's where you start taking pieces of your system away to see what breaks. So they tried training models on simplified versions of the questions, like just giving them the last step of a chain. And as you can see from the chart, the performance just wasn't as good. It turns out you really need that full, logically connected chain of hops to unlock the biggest gains. And this, for me, is the most exciting takeaway from the whole paper. The benefit here isn't just some small, incremental boost. The gains are absolutely massive on the hardest problems. The longer and more complex the reasoning chain gets, the more the HopChain-trained models pull ahead. We're talking improvements of more than 50 accuracy points in some cases. This method is like a surgical strike, directly targeting and fixing one of the biggest weaknesses these models have. So what's the big picture here? For a while now, the default strategy for making AI better has just been make the model bigger. But what HopChain really shows us is that for some of these incredibly tough problems, like multi-step logical reasoning, maybe the answer isn't a bigger model. Maybe it's just smarter data. It's kind of like realizing that to teach a student calculus, you don't give them a bigger library, you give them a better textbook and a well-designed curriculum. It really makes you stop and think, what other huge reasoning gaps in AI could we solve not with more computing power, but just by being more clever about the data we use to teach them?